everybody. Welcome to the show. You're about to hear some shit you'll wanna know. If you're at work or stuck in traffic, before you get turned or go bad shit, just give the dial a turn and blast it, and then chill and learn about passion from guests of all genres and art forms. Punk, R&B, rap, metal, and hardcore. Comedians, poets, even owners of art stores. People doing their thing just makes my heart warm. So come have fun, talk some shit with me, and please enjoy Special Delivery. So come have fun, talk some shit with me, and please enjoy Special Delivery.
Hello, welcome to Special Delivery with Rooster the Computer, the man of the future, Rooster the Computer for short, and Rooster for shorter. This is my guest. Introduce yourself, man.
How's it going? It's MyNananz. So what's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Shout out to Rooster the Computer for inviting me out. And yeah,
Thank you for coming,
happy
bro.
to be here, man.
MyNananz. So
Yeah.
where'd that name come from?
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
So MyNananz, it's hard. Some people have a hard time saying it. Not a lot of people get it at first. They're
Yeah,
like,
I
"What is that?"
don't get it.
You know, a lot of people have said it incorrectly because they don't know what it is, right? But
Yeah.
the name actually came from my nickname growing up. So, you know, I have 3 siblings.
Okay.
And 2 of them are twins, and they're 2 years older than me. So when we were growing up, they used to call me Nanan because my name in Spanish, Adrian, they couldn't say it.
Oh, so
Like
people would just mispronounce and say nanan?
Specifically my older brothers, right? Because they were little, they just didn't have a grasp on the language yet because they grew up here in Canada, right? So
okay.
they didn't know how to say my name in Spanish, so they would just call me Nanan. And then eventually, like growing up like that, some of our friends caught on when we were older in like our high school days, and one of my friends just came into the house one day and he was just like, "Yo, MyNananz, what's up?" Because everybody started fucking calling me that.
Yeah.
You know, and I hated the nickname at first. I'm like, hey, stop calling me Nanan. Just call me Adrian. You know, call me by my name. And then it turned into like a funny nickname that everyone just loved.
And then you just owned it.
I just owned it. I just fucking used it as my rap name. I'm like,
It's
fuck
like-
it, MyNananz.
Yeah.
And the Z is just there to look cool, you know?
When I first moved to Canada, fucking people tried to call me Schnitzel, and I was not happy. I'm German. I came from Germany, right? And I put a stop to that real quick.
Rightfully so.
This is like, no. You guys don't get to do this. Rooster
Yeah.
is what I want to be called. That's what you're calling me. Because that's when I moved here. I chose my nickname. I was like, this is what people are gonna call me.
Yeah,
Stuck.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Usually you're not the one to choose the nickname. Usually it's somebody else trying to fuck with you.
yeah,
And
but
they
I was
start calling you
stubborn.
something. Yeah.
I was very pushy. Oh, here we're on your fucking website.
Yeah, that's my website.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah, I did it with I did it for my college program because I'm in a program at Seneca College called the Independent Music Production Program,
Yeah.
and they basically just teach you like everything you need to know to just be an independent artist. So anything from marketing to recording, mixing, mastering, merchandising, all of that shit. So like I learned quickly how to like put together a website. I have an EPK, you know, like all kinds of shit that you know every artist should have.
It's true.
So it's a useful program. I met a lot of people through there too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the kids that I went to school with this year, surprisingly enough, they know a lot of people in and out of the Toronto underground scene. The guys before us, like the year before us, they were all like folk artists and like country musicians and that kind of shit. And then coincidentally, I ended up in the group that was like mostly pop and rap. So I met a lot of people that did rap shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
a lot of good
dope,
friends.
but you can find a good place to fucking network with other musicians, man.
It was a great start because like when you just start in the music shit, you don't know anybody. So it's a great place to start that I ended up in a spot like that because then I started learning more shit and talking to people that I wouldn't normally talk to. Because I'm kind of like what is it called? Introverted extrovert. Like
Okay.
people think I'm like, oh, I'm the fun guy. I like talking this and that. In reality, I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to people. You know, I like my quiet time. I like to be alone. And a lot of people take it the wrong way, but I'm like, because, you know, I never respond to text messages.
Oh, okay.
Like, people hate that about me.
Generally, you don't.
Yeah, they hate that shit about me. Like, I forget. Like, I'll read it, and then like 6 hours later, I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to respond to that text message.
I'm what you call an
fucking
extrovert.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I will talk your ear off for hours if you let me.
That's good for a podcast. Though.
Yeah,
That's what you need, right?
Like it's true.
That's what you would need.
But yeah, I've always wondered how some musicians are. I've met a few. Like there's a lot of introverted musicians, and I was like, but this is like the most extroverted kind of thing you'd want to do.
That's a very, very funny topic.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in my program that like talk about how they're shy, they don't like performing, and that they're like, oh, I don't want to be like a public personality because it's just weird for me.
You just want to make music.
And I'm like, that's so fucking interesting because,
yeah.
you know, you think that when you get into music, all you want is to be
the attention.
Heard.
Yeah.
It's like more about recognition than anything else. But
Yeah.
it's interesting that not everybody's like that.
It is.
I think that came with like, you know.
Well, I'm guessing producers don't really ever have like the spotlight unless they want it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of dope producers that have done some legendary shit that we don't know who the fuck they are, and that's
True.
because they don't want you to know who the fuck they are, right? Like obviously there's Scott Storch and Dre and all these like big guys who are huge names who are also in the spotlight, but there's a lot of producers who just want to produce. And that's it. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to really deal with people. They just want to make dope music.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like for me, like a big reason why I got into the entertainment industry is because of the attention that it provides. I love the attention. Like I love being on stage. I love performing for people. That is like my favorite part of musicianship, right? Before music, I was an actor. So like that was like always what I wanted to do. Yeah. Like I'm talking about like in elementary school. Like I got into music at like 11, 12 years old. That's when I really started thinking about it. But before that, it was all acting. All I wanted to do was act. Like I did improv shit and school plays and all that stuff.
Still art's one way or another, you know?
Yeah, just performing arts. I just love performing.
I was the same. I mean, in my earlier childhood, I used to be really into like visual arts and drawing and painting and sculpting and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it just moved into a different passion.
Yeah, you still draw and stuff like that?
Not really. Like on occasion. I think like the last time I drew anything with actual effort, maybe like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's been a long time. I want to get back into it, but instead of drawing, I want to get into painting. But
actual painting,
just art, you know. I think it would be cool to be able to draw like art, paint my own cover art and shit, and like.
Yeah, it would be
that
sick,
kind of
man.
stuff.
Like if I have a bunch of artist friends, like visual artist friends. I love art. Like I just love it. It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things to collect. One of my favorite things to admire. I've said this 1,000 times, but it's the truth. And like I'm selling this for my buddy. That's why this is on display.
It's dope.
Yeah, it is. The
I
back's
like that.
pretty sick too. He's got a bunch of doodles on the back that are fucking really sick.
This is dope. Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Basque. He doesn't want anybody knowing who he really is because he's got too much street art everywhere.
Oh.
Like, he doesn't want it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta use an alias and just not question anything.
Well, yeah, no, like all over Waterloo, this guy's got fucking work all over the place.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit that I like.
Yeah, it's just weird and
it's
hip hop,
cool.
like still very hip hop inspired. Like graffiti's was like my introduction to art, because like in Berlin where I was born, there's graffiti everywhere. They're not they just let it happen. They don't bother getting rid of it or nothing like that. So like it's like that's where I like really started loving it.
Yeah, this kind of shit has been a big part of my upbringing for a while, because my older brothers that I mentioned earlier, they're twins, and they started having a passion for skateboarding like way early on. I think they were like maybe 12 when they started skating.
Yeah.
And that's part of the culture, you know. You hang out with people are always doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're freestyle rapping, and people are out there at the skate parks, you know, chilling after dark, you know, parents wondering, where the fuck are you guys? We're over there at the park drinking when we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is, but it's just kind of that culture of just being hooligans in the streets. It's so connected with hip hop and punk and rock musicians and skaters and everybody. Like,
yeah. I personally think punk and hip hop are one of the, like, just when it comes to like what it's about and what the attitude behind it is, like, so connected. Those are my two favorite genres in the world, is hip hop and punk. Like I listen to all kinds of shit, but those are my favorite. And there's so much. It's so visually different and so audibly different, but just the base of where it comes from is so the same. Like it's all about going against the system. It always has been. Same with hip hop too, right? Like punk rock is always like be yourself, go against the system. Don't let people bring you down. Hip hop started off same thing.
Yeah, that was my introduction to hip hop. Actually, was through like well, not punk, but like big famous band Linkin Park.
Yeah.
They were known for doing like half and half. They had rap, and then they had their new metal shit.
Yeah.
But I was like a kid who loved listening to punk rock, listening to metal, listening to all kinds of shit. And these guys, when I was young, it was like the perfect time. Because I grew up in 2001. That was my birthday. 2001, I was born. They just dropped their fucking first album. So by the time...
You were, that's when I moved to Canada, was 2001.
Damn.
Yeah, I was 13 years old.
That's crazy. Yeah, so by the time I was like 10, this band was all like everywhere. Yeah. You know? By the time I was like, old enough to start feeling shit and wanting to express myself, this band was around and they were huge and like it was a big thing and like
like 2010s. They're one of my favorite bands too, for sure.
Yeah, Mike Shinoda's a fucking legend, bro.
Yeah,
that's like he's the reason why I got into hip hop, why I got into rap.
Yeah,
I used to rap along to all the old Linkin Park tracks, and then through that I obviously got into their Collision Course album with Jay-Z, and then from there I listened to everything. It's just that was my introduction to hip hop, was through rock music, surprisingly.
You know what my favorite song by Linkin Park is? It's like one of their least Linkin Park-esque songs. The Messenger. Have you ever listened to that?
Yes,
song?
That's a great song.
Amazing, bro.
It's a beautiful song.
Like all their songs are great, but that song makes me feel shit.
Yeah,
like, it makes me cry half the time. Like, cause I really identify with that song. Yeah. That's kind of how I go through my life. Like, be good. Shit sucks, but still be good regardless. That's kind of what the message I took from that song. It's like, be the best person you can be regardless of how many shitty things life throws at you.
That was one of the first songs that I learned how to play guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to learn, but like I'm a very unorthodox guitar player. Like I just fuck with shit until I find something cool. So I don't.
Me too.
Yeah. So like I can't like play along with songs or learn other songs really easily. It's really hard for me to do, but like I've made my own covers of certain songs and shit, but like only one really. The Transformers theme song is the only cover I do. And
I fuck with Transformers, bro.
Transformers is the shit, bro.
If you don't fuck with Transformers, what are you
doing?
I
just watched like 4 movies in a row yesterday.
Damn. Like
it's because we got the Paramount Plus fucking 7-day trial, so I'm like I gotta watch all the shit I can't watch anywhere else. Because, like, they took all the Transformers movies.
That's how it'll be when you get a free trial to a fucking subscription. You're like, I'm just going to check out everything before
everything I know I can't watch. I've been wanting to watch because I've been wanting to just rewatch all the Transformers
Well,
movies.
See, full circle. Speaking of Transformers, Linkin Park, that's kind of where they blew up from was, well, at least...
Well, they didn't blow up from... They were already big before the movies. But they because...
In my generation...
Oh,
like that's
how you've heard of it.
That's where people kind of came up with it because it was like 2007. They did the What I've Done.
Yeah, that was the first movie.
And then they did the New Divide in 2010. Yeah. So like all the 2010s kids were like crazy about it. They loved it. Yeah. So then Linkin Park made a resurgence and they came back to the mainstream back then.
True.
Yeah. So that for me that was their like awakening. I know that they were huge.
They pushed for it because they were just big Transformers fans. Yeah. And a lot of their art was very inspired. Their earlier art for their albums was inspired by Transformers.
If you look at all the shit that Mike Shinoda used to do, like all the concepts he created for the first like few albums.
Yeah.
It's that abstract kind of shit, like very Japan inspired art.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time on that one. People are just like getting on that.
They're just catching on now.
They've been catching on that for the past like 5 years.
Yeah,
a lot of people have been using like the anime look and stuff even for their for their art.
Yeah, one of their first music videos was like anime inspired for Breaking the Habit.
Yeah, it was like the first Hybrid Theory.
I fucking love that album.
Yeah. See, there it is. Fucking.
Yeah. Reanimation. That was the remix album.
Yeah, they had like a Transformer style robot in the front.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where fuck man, it's such a weird story, because like this band is what made me like, kind of tune into music more on a deeper level, Because before me, like, listening to music was just for fun kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then once I got to a certain age, like, I'm the type of kid who grew up with, like, severe social anxiety.
Okay.
And, like, really fucked up depression for a long time. And it started around the time I was, like, maybe 9, 10 years old. And elementary school just kind of sucked for whatever reason. I don't know. I was a kid. You know, kids are fucking dramatic.
And other kids suck.
Yeah, other kids are assholes.
Yeah.
So that around the time that you start feeling shit, that's when I got into music on a deeper level. And Linkin Park was like my favorite band that I just like listened to every single album.
Sick.
They were like the first band that I actually felt like, oh wait, what? They have like a whole record of this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I didn't know it before. I used to just listen to singles and one-offs and like download shit on fucking LimeWire, MP3 files on my computer. I knew nothing about music. And then like, you know, once I started getting into shit on a deeper level, I'm like, oh, there's these things called albums. You know, they have 10 songs on it. I'm like, there's more of this shit. And then,
the Blues Brothers is what did that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because I watched the Blues Brothers movie and wanted to become a musician. That's what inspired me to want to become a musician. I always loved hip-hop even before then, like listening to it and stuff. And then Eminem came out just shortly thereafter, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I didn't think I could. At first, I was like, I didn't even think it was an option, because I was just like, I enjoy this, but I don't think it's going to be okay if I do it. But then Eminem came out, made a fucking huge splash. Because all I remember was people making fun of Vanilla Ice. That's all I remember about white rappers at that point in my life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one had respect for that fucking guy. So,
Get it. Oh, shit. This one's for that kid in my past life. Pissed off at the world cause he can't fight. Looking up to the sky for divine light. Hit starts just a race so he just writes. No way, too late. Time's up, erase. I'm fucked, can't chase my dreams far away. This song's for that kid in the bag. Drawing all over his notepad. Dreaming about what he don't have. He's creative but onto the wrong path. Try drugs, drink booze. My life, I choose. Good friends, bad dudes. If you don't think, then you can't lose. Yeah. Good friends, bad dudes. If you don't think, you can't lose. Doesn't seem to get better. Every word and every letter. Trying to keep my head together. I don't want to crumble under pressure, but I keep getting told that it's no use. That I'll end up working at Whole Foods. It's a struggle out there, you got no clue. You might end up in the streets with no roof. Go up, get fucked, get read, get tough. It's what I live for. What? This is what I fucking live for. Music off the top of dome, boy. This is what we go and do. Cut the beat out, make it real smooth. Yeah. Fuck my flow up, so we go and finish it top of the dome. Yeah. You know we go and get it on. Yeah. Rooster Computer, he crazy. The bars is never lazy. Yeah. Flow that I spit is amazing. Yeah. Immaculate shit. I don't give a fuck. Maybe pull out the Mac and I hit you real quick. Yeah. 30 round drum at clip. Then we just have a conversation about those lyrics in the podcast. That's ironic. Look at me, not contributing to the sheet. Yeah. Look at this shit that I'm doing right now. Yeah. Falling off, so I'm getting this sound. Yeah. Not look like a clown. Yeah. Hey. Starting to sound like some trap shit right there. Nah, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this one. Never have originality, don't speak unless you know how to formally get accepted to a good university. Look for friends that aren't behaving disorderly. If you follow these steps, then you're okay. You might be a doctor one day. The path to money is the only way. How else would you get a fiance? Shut up. Please shut the fuck up. System's old and washed up. I'm progressive and stuck. That's the reason so many give up. Hanging by a thread with no luck. Then decide that money's not enough. Rope around their neck, a wrist cut. What? Let's say that we follow your lead. Now what do we see? Whole lot of sheep taking the leap down a cliff real steep. Now they working for cheap and don't get enough sleep. Killing themselves for a life with no pleasure. Can't even make enough to hold it together. Depression, suicide, I couldn't name lesser. Poor little sheep, he didn't know any better. Yeah, it's just been, yeah, that was good.
But yeah, man, fucking. So what caused your depression? Do you know that now? Have you figured that out? You go
Yeah,
into
I mean,
therapy
it
and
was
shit?
God. It was like a long journey, just getting through it and like getting like to where I am right now. Because
Yeah.
right now I'm a super social person. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I just like enjoying myself and doing the things that I find entertaining and, you know, having fun. And I like talking to people now, whereas before I didn't like that shit as much.
Yeah.
You know, still like my quiet time, but you know, just back then I don't fucking know what I was going through, but like, it just kind of happened. It was there since the beginning.
Well, you did tell me you moved around a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
I moved around a lot growing up.
Instability and caused a lot of shit. It
Yeah.
made me a very angry kid. I was a very I moved around a lot too. So like, but I got angry. I didn't
Yeah.
get sad. I got mad. Like I just got mad at the world, mad at my family.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because definitely moving around a lot, you kind of feel out of place. Because I was the new kid in school every fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I never had a place to call home.
I totally understand.
So that's
that.
kind of what it was. So
Like, I've been chasing home my whole fucking life, bro.
still haven't found it for me.
I found it now. I've been
Yeah.
here for like 12 years now.
That's
like
great.
this region, and I've made a lot of good friends here. The rest of my family, like immediate family, lives here because like my extended family, none of them live in Canada. They're all in other countries. Like, I've got some in the States, some in Lebanon, some half Lebanese, some in Lebanon, some in Germany, some in. Yeah, I actually think I might have some family in England and shit. They're all over the fucking place, but not here. We're the only ones here.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's fine. It's just, but also weird when you first move here. Like everyone's talking about going to their cousins and all this shit, and I'm just like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna see my cousins. That's a 6-hour flight. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
for me, like family was another thing that was just weird, because like I'm not very, I was never very close with my immediate family that did live here.
yeah,
You know, people on my mom's side, like aunts and uncles. I have a whole song about this shit.
yeah,
Where just a lot of shit happens, and then you think the typical stereotype of like, oh, you know, you guys are, you know, supposed to be family oriented, and it's like blood is everything, you know, and it's very much ingrained in our culture.
yeah.
That it's like, it doesn't matter what bullshit they do to you or how bad it gets, it's like blood is everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't believe in that shit, because literally family is not about blood. To me, family is more about people who love you and are willing to take a fucking bullet for you. So a lot of
Even if you chose them.
yeah, I've had a lot of family members, quote unquote, you know, where it just gets to the point where like they've done so much shit to like me and like my mom, and like just so much shit that just has happened, and I'm like, bro, that's just straight disrespect. It's like weird to the point where I'm like, I don't want to talk to you guys anymore.
Yeah.
So like half of my family I don't talk to, and then the other half, my dad's half, is in Costa Rica. So it's just like, you know, you kind of just get into the habit of being only with your small circle,
Yeah.
and then calling your friends family, people that you grew up with.
That's how I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always done that. I'm a huge believer in that you can choose your family.
Yeah.
You are like people always like I've always never understood that when people are like you can't choose your family. It's like I think you can. I think if I didn't want to talk to my dad, I could not.
Yeah.
If I really didn't want to, like, and I could completely ignore him for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I could do that, but I choose not to. But like, and I have people in my life that are not related to me at all that I consider the closest family I have.
Yeah.
Right, which are mostly my friends.
Yeah.
Like they're like most of them are my friends. Like I barely talk to some of my family members in general.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with distance, you know. Like sometimes you have family that's further away,
Yeah.
and then you end up, you know, putting
And
in more
because
time.
I moved around so much in my life, I'm the type of person that when I move to a new place, I kind of just cut everything off from that old place.
Yeah.
Like after a while, like after a while, like if I'll still try to connect with my friends and stuff that live in those places, but eventually I'm gonna make friends where I'm at, and I'm gonna hang out with where I'm at, or who's here, where I'm at, and then won't talk to you that often. And that's usually the biggest test of friendship. If you still can be friends even after you don't talk for a long time or don't connect for a long time, that's a real friend.
Yeah, man.
Right?
I mean, I have there's these two buddies that I have from Scarborough. They were friends, mutual friends of my brothers that went to high school with them.
Yeah.
And then like, it's funny because it's like we don't even talk that often, but those are the guys that I see at every fucking show, and I'm like, that's real shit.
Yeah.
It's like that's the kind of people that I trust. Like I respect that kind of loyalty.
Yeah.
Because to me, loyalty is everything. You know, if you're not a friend if you're gonna do any kind of shit shady or try to fucking backstab me or any of that bullshit. You know, the moment you cross a certain line, it's over. No more friendship. Blah blah blah. Fuck you. So to me, loyalty is everything, and it's crazy because it's like, you know, you guys live however far from me. You know, we're not close enough to hang out often.
Yeah.
But like, you still come to my shit and you still support me as a friend, and I still see you there at every single one, and I'm like, that's respectable.
Yeah, and that's
important. I love that shit.
That's the most important, is trying to be there and support your friends any way you can.
Yeah.
Like with music or even just with life. I've helped countless of my friends through all kinds of fucking shitty things in their lives, especially with musicians. Man, all musicians are a little damaged. You know.
Yeah.
We all have our issues and our problems and traumas that have brought us to the point of needing to have the outlet, like music. You have to have been through something, I find, to really be able to have something to say musically.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. Unless, like, don't get me wrong, there's obviously just the fun, having a good time, loving life kind of music that I do enjoy. And, like, even then, a lot of the people who make that are not the happiest people either.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? But
bro,
like,
there's some people that can be writing some fucking shit about sunshine and rainbows and on the inside suicidal. Like, it's, you can never tell.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, look at what happened with Juice WRLD. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people
man.
fucking loved the energy. They loved how upbeat and like cool his music was. But then you have the other songs that were more.
You could tell.
You
could feel the pain even in the happy
when you dive
ones.
deeper.
Yeah.
When you dive deeper, you start to see, oh shit, this person is not how they represent themselves on the outside. And that's
a crazy story in general. The way he died is fucking nuts,
it's insane. Man. It's fucking terrible.
He was your age when he died.
Yeah, I know. It sinks in. It sinks in after a while. I mean, with Pop Smoke too. Yeah. It kicks in after a while. You're like, shit, man. Like, these guys are all gone, and I'm like, I'm at that age, and not because I'm worried about myself, but it's sad, you know?
Yeah.
It's sad to know that they could have kept going, and it could have been something so great, you know? Not that their legacy isn't left behind, but, you know?
Well, there's only so much material that they had out there, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I said? Like...
Well, I mean, the fucking going back to the whole thing about Linkin Park, like, it's the same thing, you know, with what happened to Chester. Like, I was legitimately going to see them live it was going to be my first concert ever.
They were on tour when that happened. Yeah,
I had the tickets and everything. I got like the special package to go backstage with them.
Yeah.
Like, my mom put away all this money just to get me this so I could go and watch them. And then that shit happened right before I got a chance to go to the show. So it's like destiny. I don't know what the fuck it is with my luck with these kinds of things, but I feel like every time I have somebody I look up to in the media, like a hero, something always happens.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I looked up to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson died on my birthday.
Oh, he died on your birthday?
Yeah. It's fucking trippy. I don't know crazy. What happens or what God's trying to tell me, but yeah, it's weird. It's like all my heroes die. Or like, you know, move on to different passion projects or leave the industry. It's weird shit. You know, it's like kind of shit. Like, it's like conspiracy theory level type shit. Like, I'm over here, like you know, in bed, like discussing this shit with myself. What the fuck is going on?
You think you telekinetically killing all these people?
It's like, yo, is it me? Yeah, you start thinking, is it me, bro? Like, am I the problem? Yeah, like he died June 25th, 2009. I was 8 years old on my birthday. 25th.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
The day he died, I drove around for like 5 hours just listening to Michael Jackson.
Fuck, man. I think I was just crying. I don't even think we did anything for my birthday. I think they saw how sad I was, and they're like, "Don't bother the kid. Just leave him alone. He's having a moment." It was a huge
inspiration for me. The one thing I took from Michael Jackson at a very young age is, if you're gonna do something, fucking do it your way.
Yeah.
And the rest will follow. There was no one like him until him. Like and even the way he sings and the way he creates was so unique. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was a guy that used to beatbox all of his shit first. He would
Oh my god, I've heard those
all his
studio
music would be
sessions.
started off with him just like snapping his fingers.
Yeah.
That shit, whatever the fuck he does. Like, I don't
There's-
beatbox like that, but
there's
yeah.
so many,
Like,
I don't beatbox either, so we're good.
I beatbox, but
Not
not
like
like that. Yeah. Not like him. It's a very different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I beatbox like a motherfucker, man. You've seen my
It's-
episodes.
Yeah. It's interesting to watch. Like there's these videos of like engineers and people breaking down the actual stems of the tracks, and then they separate his vocals.
Yeah.
And they take everything out, and then you're just
I've always heard him
It's
from the
crazy.
jump. I hear him in the background of all of his songs from the jump. I knew that from the jump. But I also beatboxed really early. I started beatboxing when I was 12.
yeah.
So, like I could when you start beatboxing, man. The one thing I something that changed with me drastically once I got good at beatboxing when it came to music is that I can self-isolate. Like if I'm listening to a song, I can pinpoint exactly what's there and when it's there. Like I can't tell you what it is, but I can hear every single little thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I pay attention to like every single little thing of the beat.
It's
Like,
once you get to a certain point.
yeah, like, but before that, like, I don't even think a lot of other people say, because I've pointed shit out for people, like, listen to that, you hear that?
Yeah.
Like, there's this weird little
Oh my
sound
god,
in the
that's
song.
me. That's
Right?
me and my best friend, because we produce together. Like we make beats together,
Yeah,
and we've been doing that shit since we were like 13 or some
yeah.
shit.
But you also grew up in a time where anybody could do it all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
So we got actually no, I think we were like 15 when we started.
beat making, computer based sample beat making was just getting started when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
when I was like 10, 11. That's when like using computers started happening, like to make beats and for it to be so accessible like it is now, like to make beats. Before, like the only way you could think of making a beat was like having a professional producer or learn all that shit yourself. But now, like, anyone with a fucking computer internet connection can fucking produce songs. Can
Yeah.
sample and produce like some of the best
Wow,
shit.
that's my favorite shit to do though.
I don't do that. I'm analog as fuck. Everything I do is analog. I have that loop station and my keyboard and a microphone, and that's how I make all my beats.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to learn. You know, it's a thing where it's just because it's easier.
Yeah.
So it was easier for me to get ideas out, in practical form and
Yeah.
have it on something to listen to. So it was easier because it was more accessible. It's cheaper, arguably, to fucking buy, get a cracked version of FL Studio and buy a little MIDI keyboard
Yeah.
and just make beats, arguably, than getting,
Well, I also
proper
beatboxed
mixer
before first. That was my first entry into hip hop was beatboxing. So like I never felt like I had to do this because I had this. I
Yeah.
never had to use the computer because I never actually learned how to make the beats on FL Studio and stuff until recently. Like and even I still don't even like it. It doesn't feel natural to me. Like because I'm so used to creating, I guess organically, like just like with an actual one thing that does it all instead of me having to. I feel like if I have to fucking fuck with every little part, I'll never be done. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
If I have the ability to work that hard on something or that long, I'll never get anything done.
Yeah.
I like, because I am as confident as I am, still very critical of my work. But if it's already set in stone within this, because like what you record is what you record. You can manipulate it a little bit, but not very much.
But not so much that you get caught up in it and
Exactly.
like never finish.
Yeah,
That is a big problem with beat making, for a lot of people,
yeah. It's
especially
just-
people who are not as like experienced.
Especially if you,
You never
have
know
all
when to
the
cut it off.
options. Like you have so many things you could do. Like that, the computer gives you fucking countless options of what you could do.
Yeah, and then you put it away for a few weeks. You come back to it, and then you have new ideas and more. Oh my god, that happened with my my first single, with Recess. Me and my producer were working on that for, it was like 2 years.
Yeah,
2 years just on that song, and it was first like we just started with a beat. There was
Yeah.
never any rap on it. It was just us producing it, like co-producing a beat together.
Mhm.
And then he held on to the sample for a while, he came to me with it and said, hey, let's try doing this. I've had this, in like my back pocket for a while. And then I just I decided to just like be like, yeah, let's work on that,
Enjoy. Special delivery.
Yeah, MyNananz, let's get it. Yeah, bring that shit back to the piano. Let's get it. See, I came up in a world full of hate. People testing my patience, chasing and racing for the title of greatness. But hidden underneath the rubble awaits the next challenger, wakening his mind and controlling his fate. He's out of, he's gone. Time flies when you're laying at home, reminiscing about the times you were innocent, still grown. We ain't kids no more, ain't flexing kicks no more. No time for chilling on the porch and smoking spliffs no more. We grew up and grew apart, destined right from the start, chasing a bag and trying to make money off of my art. Cause only one thing mattered to me, talking to that younger version of myself and then setting that boy free. Cause I'm a better man, cementing my plans, left an impression on all my people. I never called them my fans. We in it cause this is life, over death where we stand, while others treading carefully, drawing the line in the sand. Cause they scared to commit, scared of being broke, selling bricks, scared to be struggling to make it steady, cashing the checks. But fuck that, it's called giving up a better life. Never had to think twice, I made it where I am cause I left everything behind. Yeah, I left everything behind. Yeah, that's why you see it in my eyes. Struggle turn into desire to climb. This is the path that I designed. I left everything else behind. Gate side. Yeah. That shit go hard, bro. Yeah, man. Shit. Okay. Yeah, how come you always say you better than me? Is that a healthy relationship or a power struggle facing a thee? Over reliance of a few of those who closer to me. Listening closely at my thoughts and I concluded them. See, when I put all my trust in family and friends, it always backs me. I let go of trusting in myself, the driving force to guide me. Yes, you might be trying to help me, I understand. But here's the thing, I've always known that I was better off a man who understood the laws of nature. Survivors for the fittest. Backstabbed so many times I used to want to quit it, but I'm never quick to give up, that's the easy way out. If there's a single doubt in mind, you better leave it in the drought. Plant the seeds and watch them sprout when the leaves are coming out. When the season changes, breathe a new life that'll make you proud. And that's the truth behind it. If you can't find it, grab time, rewind it. Reminisce of all the times you told yourself, I got this. Cut out the voices saying you need other options. Cut out the nonsense, clean slate, no nonsense. Look over the choices you made that brought you here. Stop playing yourself saying there's always next year. Go take action. Let that desire become your passion. Always keep it real with the leaders within your faction, cause I bet they will get higher by following that attraction. If we stick it to the plan, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. Let's get it. Yeah. MyNananz, a rooster the computer, motherfucker. Let's get it. Hey. That shit was hard. That was dope.
Sorry. What were you saying, man? I'm bad.
Yeah, so usually, like, when you first start making beats, you know, and you're like a kid who doesn't know shit about music, you go in, you know, buy FL Studio and you think you're the shit and you're making trap beats. Once you start going into something that has more complex elements like the swing of boom bap,
Yeah.
and the live drum samples and chopping things up and sampling, you start to get into like more intermediate beat making.
Yeah.
Because you need to like know certain things and study a little bit of like the landscape of what hip hop sounds like to get into it. Because trap is everywhere. It was the thing that's popular when I was growing up, you know, right now.
Yeah, it was.
Last couple of years, it's like it's everywhere. So that's the kind of style of beat that people like, oh, they'll pick it up and that'll be their first beat.
Yeah.
So we sat on that idea for like a year until I started writing lyrics to it. And then the actual song existed for a while.
True.
So the song itself, like with lyrics and everything, production done, existed for a long time until I started actually going to do shows and performing. And then I went to college for music production. And then as things started to progress, we're like, we need to put a fucking single out.
Yeah.
So I picked Recess to be the first one to come out because we had that song sitting there for so long. And it was a good representation of like the beginning of my journey musically.
Yeah.
Because that was like a song that we had in the works for a while. And that's probably the first time that I tried to do a song entirely rap.
Okay.
That's probably the first song that I wrote that was like all just hip hop, just rapping, just, you know, boom bap style drums, and then it has a beat switch in the middle was like a
I
trap
feel
style.
so unprepared, and I'm sorry to my viewers. Like, I didn't listen to most of your stuff because I didn't know that all your stuff was on your website.
Yeah,
you
it's
just had the
it's
one
a
song.
you know what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm trying to get shit out, and I have the website for that purpose.
Yeah, I
because
know.
It's, like
It's better to
it
have
serves
people
more like a portfolio.
Yeah.
So like if you want to learn more about me, it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is an issue. Like, you know, most people want to go on Spotify or whatever.
It's just what's easiest, right? And
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if there was more. I just didn't know. I should have asked. Like, I definitely should have asked. But I've also been fucking super busy with just my regular life.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, but fuck it, one single was enough to get invited. So.
Yeah, man. I thought it was dope. I liked what you were doing. I saw that you were fucking with Rob GF.
Yeah.
Right, and like I'm trying to get him on because he seems like he'll be a fun time, and we'd
definitely.
we'd probably vibe musically real well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
And-
Rob does a lot of cool shit, man.
And you guys do are you doing a monthly show now, right? And like
So it's Stuck in the City. It's like at least once a month. You know, it's
That's
kind of
the
been the
plan.
format. It's usually at the end of the month. That's the format that they've been doing now.
Yeah.
And Rob has been kind enough to invite me on to be like a part of the team and be more involved. I've been there since the first one, kind of just as a performer the first two times, and then kind of like helping to, get people situated and be like the social, glue to kind of help people like chill out and relax and get used to the venues and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like this is the funniest shit, man. I seen him doing this shit in it's so fucking funny. Guy just walking around LA with a fucking like fake dick everywhere. It's hilarious. Or sorry, no, that's real. That's him. That's
totally.
My bad. Such a fucking dumb photo. I saw that shit on my Instagram and
how is that not pulled?
Yeah, it's true. It's just on there.
Like, how is that not pulled? That's
I don't
crazy.
know. But yeah, like I saw that shit on my feed on Instagram, and obviously it's blurred on Instagram, but I know what it is, and I'm just like, Rob, what the fuck, man? So that's the kind of shit that just makes you laugh about him. I wonder what he's doing with that, and I still don't know what it is that he's doing with that, but it's funny.
Well, he was doing fucking, he's funny, and he's using that, and that's that's good. You should use that. You should always utilize what you're good at, what you like doing.
Yeah, man, and fucking great guy in general. Like, he's just a pleasure to be around. He's a fun person, and he's super super friendly. And all about like helping each other out and boosting the community and stuff in Toronto and music and.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for a minute. Like, I saw his little videos of like stories from his old songs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I was thinking about doing that because I got a few of those.
Hey, it's engaging. It's cool to like learn about people's history when you have that kind of like
I did this one track on the song "Drop the World" by Lil Wayne and Eminem.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I did a track on that beat, and I think I was younger than you. I was like 20 years old when I did that, and there's just the video. It's not really a video. It's just like my friend made a video with just a slideshow of pictures of me and pictures at shows and pictures of like random other pictures and shit. It's kind of funny, actually. It just turned out kind of funny. Some of the shit's just ridiculous. Some of the shit that pops up, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that was like my gangster rap days. That was when I was like talking all those gun bars and shit that I don't do anymore. When I do rap now, I don't do that anymore. No.
Yeah, I never got into that.
The gun bar stuff?
Because that's not me. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two, because I don't like contributing to the kind of like stereotype of hip hop.
Yeah.
And like the rising issue with like these kids doing the rap shit, and immediately they get into it.
Rap. I love listening to it.
Yeah, for me it's like fun to listen to.
And when I was in high school, I wanted to be a tough guy. So like I did do my shit. I honestly wanted to be a tough guy so I could be a real gangster rapper.
Yeah.
That was like the whole intent. Was like I wanted the street cred to actually be able to do it. I know it sounds stupid, but when you're a kid, you're stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and then the rap just kind of, even when I started moving away from that, the rap was still like that. But then I don't know, after I moved to Kitchener and got into other like genres of music like punk and stuff, I just like stopped doing all like the gun bar aggressive shit. I just figured I should better if I'm talking about feelings and life and the world and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people have described my other rap stuff as just conscious rap. Like, I have some tracks where I'm being an asshole and just being ignorant for fun, but like I'm not the type to be talking about violence and shit like that. It's just me personally. I have nothing against it. If anything, that's like most of what's on my playlist. Right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
that's most of what's on my playlist. But I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it anymore. I used to, but I fucking love listening to it.
Yeah,
nonstop.
Yeah.
Like I just listened to King Von's new thing that they just put out. That shit was dope.
Yeah,
King Von, man. I don't know. How do you feel about King Von? What do you think about that? Like, have you seen all these videos about people talking about that he's a serial killer and shit?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked too deep into it.
I watched a couple of long documentaries.
Fuck, I don't have the time for that.
Bro.
Like,
but it is crazy how many deaths that dude's connected to is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just, King Von, great rapper.
Yeah, he was talented as fuck.
Yeah,
and like it sucks that
raps for serial. Yeah, there's like a whole documentary about this.
Fucking, you ever the YouTuber Trap Lore Ross? You ever heard of that guy?
No.
He does like documentaries on hip hop.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He's a British dude with glasses. Fucking yeah.
You know how
That
little
guy
that narrows it down.
right there. What?
He's a British dude with glasses. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. You know, that's not very descriptive. But, oh, this guy, yeah. See, now it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done so many documentaries about all kinds of shit, but mostly just about like the criminal element of the hip hop world that we live in right now, and some like industry stuff. Like he does have a variety of different things, but that's what he's known for, is going into the street politics.
Yeah, the thing with King Von is that, I mean, like, just from a rap perspective, he had a style, like a flow that was very
Unique. Yeah.
very different.
Yeah,
and it worked for him and the style that he was going for.
My favorite one is
it was the perfect type
about
of
him
flow
getting
for...
out that story where he got out of jail
Yeah.
and all that shit. I forget what the song's called, but it was like
his
one of my
style
favorite
is
songs.
almost perfectly formulated for like storytelling.
Yeah.
Like
And he was good at it.
It's just continuous. You know, it's got that's what it is. He had a flow that was very fluid.
Yeah.
So it worked well for, you know, these stories that he was going through, like basically like going on a tangent. It was interesting to listen to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. Fucking, this is off topic, but do you also do Spanish versions of your music, or do you just do English right now?
I don't do Spanish versions, but I'm trying to expand to just write songs in Spanish.
Just have
So just like on its own stuff, just different shit.
Like
Yeah, because I mean it's part of my culture too. Like I grew up listening to reggaeton music and like, and it's the same thing. It's hip hop, just Latin hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, it comes from the same roots.
Yeah.
And in reggaeton, it's the same shit. They have the same habits. They talk about the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're still talking about drugs. They're talking about money. They're talking about bitches. They're talking about violence. They're talking about gangster shit. It's from the roots of it. It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's cool because like I have a track. It's not anywhere publicly, but I wrote a song, actually for the college program.
Yeah.
Because
in Spanish.
Entirely in Spanish.
Yeah.
It was like my first song that I did that was like a reggaeton inspired track, and it's the whole thing is in Spanish, and I'm like, I fucking love the song. It's so cool.
Cause like that seems to be a really cool thing to be able to do. Like Cypress Hill did that.
Yeah.
Fucking like even like comedians like Tom Segura, he fucking he does his set in English and he does his set in Spanish. He does both, and he like doubles up on his fucking revenue that way, right?
Yeah.
And like that's another thing. Like, and even like with someone like 6ix9ine, he still has a lot of like Latin fans.
Yeah.
All over the world. Like a lot of them don't give a fuck about any of the shit that he did. Right?
It doesn't apply to them. They don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Like, and like he also just like does Spanish versions of all of his songs, and like that's just I don't know, it just seems like a good revenue stream because you guys always support each other anyways.
Yeah,
right?
it's just broadening your horizon.
Yeah.
Like when you're an artist and you're selling something, a lot of people get into the habit of like not trying new shit and not expanding.
Yeah.
But in reality, there's only benefits that can come from it. You're not going to alienate your old fans if you do one song that's different. All you're going to do is open up, you know, different markets.
Yeah.
You're going to put your foot in the door and add more revenue streams. And there's no fucking problem with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people just get caught up in the whole thing. Oh, I don't want to change my style. But I say fuck it.
I don't change my style, but
you know,
I won't change my style for anybody.
Not like permanently. But it's like if you want to try something different, if you want to try something different, I say fuck it, try it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I do that too. Like I always try something different. Like I have like acoustic punk songs that I wrote on the guitar that are completely different than what I've done for rap. Like they're just very different things. Like, you know, and those are two genres that I like to fuck with. I've done some funky shit by accident. Like I've done, like, you know what I mean?
I love that word.
I've done some reggae shit by accident. I've made. There's one time, it's actually on YouTube if you want to see it. Just put in Rooster the Computer and you'll see it. This is really old though. I was super young.
I think I just saw that.
What?
I think I just saw
like where I'm just beatboxing?
Yeah, there's like the older videos and
yeah. Like and I did the person who performed it before me was a dancehall guy, and I was just doing a sound check, so I was just beatboxing and I was testing it out. Oh no, that's Bipolar. That's my old song. That's a different song too altogether. It's a good song though. And what was I saying? But yeah, like I ended up doing a reggae beat by accident, Like it just came out of me as I was just practicing. And the crowd was like, "This is dope!" Like, they
Yeah,
didn't see that coming, right? Because
I have that reaction at shows when I do my pop stuff, like my singing shit. Like I do like 3 songs of like just straight hip hop, just like the essence of rap. And then I go into like a pop song where I'm singing, and then people are like, "Yo, what the fuck?" They're like, "You can sing too?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like doing all kinds of shit." It's weird because like people always tell you to like identify your genre and say, well, like know what you are.
Yeah.
So you know how to market yourself and shit. But it's like it's so hard because I'm like, well, how the fuck do I market myself when I have 2 very distinct styles?
Yeah.
Like I have stuff that's very pop inspired, where I'll like sing and take inspiration from like shit like Post Malone or like things like that, kind of like inspired by kind of hip hop with the trap drums and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you're singing, and then I have other stuff that's just like straight boom bap, straight hip hop. So it's interesting because then when people like get into the shows and you get into the whole point of like marketing yourself, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Because it's like I can't just say I'm a rapper and then say I'm hip hop only. Because I don't exclusively do rap, and I can't say I'm a singer when it's like, oh, but I also rap and I do this.
Well,
I
just consider myself hip. Me, because I'm like that too. I fuck with different genres. I just consider myself part of the hip hop culture, I guess you could say, and I will always be like that. That's my anchor in music is hip hop, right? Everything else branched off of that.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Everything else I ended up doing.
I would say it's very similar with me. Like I'd say like the roots of what everything kind of is inspired by is probably like the very deepest part of it is probably hip hop first, and then you can go to like more alternative rock is like where the rest of the influence comes from.
Yeah,
because that's where I learned how to sing, and the rapping all came from alternative rock to begin with. With the whole
with Linkin Park
and that kind of stuff and people like them and whatnot.
Limp Bizkit, you fuck with Limp Bizkit?
Yeah, I mean I never got into Limp Bizkit, but I again some of their songs are the same thing that I would just have on my playlist. Yeah. But yeah, it's like just from as long. Yeah, Korn is sick, bro. Yeah, Korn goes fucking hard. Yeah, Korn is.
And
sick.
What that guy does is very like rap-ish too. Like,
yeah,
the way he sings is like some of the songs. Like,
Slipknot is another one where like on their first album, Corey Taylor did a lot of stuff that was very just rap.
Yeah.
That's at least that's how it came off.
Yeah, it does.
I fucking love Corey Taylor, man. That guy is insanely talented.
Yeah.
Fucking great. Yeah. So like these are the people that have taught me a lot of things about music because I'll listen there and I'll sit and listen to their music, and a lot of this shit is like rooted in the same thing. Like you said, it's just like angst, anger, like expressing emotion and like fuck the world, fuck the system kind of thing. Like that's the kind of shit that I grew up on. So it's all rooted from there, and then eventually I got into hip hop and whatnot. I think maybe one of the first like big albums that I listened to was probably The College Dropout. Yeah, and that's when I got into like hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember growing up listening to Kanye West in the background, but I never really understood a lot about who he was. Yeah. So then what got me into like rappers more traditional rap style, because if you listen to like the Linkin Park stuff, it's not too hip hop.
No,
there's still a barrier.
It's way harder. Like, way heavier in the metal than hip hop for sure. Yeah.
It's more rock than it is hip hop.
Yeah.
But so then I wanted to check out more shit that was like the Fort Minor mixtape that Mike Shinoda did. I'm like, oh, what is this hip hop? Whoa, I was a kid. I didn't know shit about anything, and I'm like, yo, what is this rap stuff? And then I listened to fucking Jay-Z. And Kanye and that kind of stuff, and then it just kind of branched off from there. And then I just kind of fucking fell in love with hip hop in general. Yeah.
I fell in love with hip hop the first time. The first hip hop song I ever heard was Regulators, Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
That old do 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 do. That song. That was the first song of hip hop I ever heard in my life ever. Came out in I think 93, 94. I was just a kid. I just remember hearing it on the radio. It was huge. It was a huge song. And then the first full hip hop album that I had, I think, was Run DMC. It was like a remix album that a DJ did with all old Run DMC songs. Yeah, pretty sure that I forget what it was called, but yeah, it's like that. And the funny thing is, like, I practiced writing raps by writing theirs one time. I was like 7. Like, I just wrote down, listened and wrote down the lyrics from that song. So like maybe I don't know why I did it. It's a long time ago, but like, I'm thinking maybe it was just a way for me to understand the structure of how it's done and how it's written. Like, I don't think I thought about it that deeply then, but I think that's just how it came. Because I don't even know why I did it. I just decided to one day to like just listen and write down all these.
Bro, when you're
lyrics.
a kid, you just do shit.
Yeah.
And then you don't even know why you're doing it, but like internally, it's for a reason.
It's
like
true.
you're absorbing some kind of information.
Yeah.
You're like, when you're a kid, you'll do the most random shit and you'll be like, I learned a lot from that one moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't even remember what the fuck it was.
Or why you did it.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody has one of those moments where you're like, I don't even know why the fuck I did that.
All right, bro. I think we're actually good to jam if you're good to jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Plug whatever you need to plug.
Sure.
Look at the camera and tell them where to go.
You guys can find me at Instagram. My handle is MyNananz, so that's MyNananz. And you can check out my website, mynananz.com. There's more info there. And my handle's the same on all kinds of social media. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, or X now. You can find me on Facebook, and handles all the same.
All right, sick. Let's jam, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, man.
Talk some shit with me. Enjoy. Special.
Little boy in a big town made me feel so profound, so distant, so different. All I ever wanted was to fit in. How come you never told me that I was the only one to be lonely? Nobody ever knew all the things that I went through, but I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. Yeah. Ever felt like you's alone, always coming into town from the big home, never had much to come off of. People always making me feel like I was less of a man because I came from a small area. People call it scars, but it's really, really scarier than you could imagine. All the shit that had happened, man, off the top of the dome, you know we get it basking. Yeah, going fire out the top, man. I don't give a fuck about what you be saying behind the closed doors. You a scared little boy, man. Always fucking talking shit, not ever making real noise. This that real shit, yeah. This that hip hop, yeah. You know we killed it, yeah. Let me go and take it back to the chorus. You know that the music that we make is never boring. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. Yeah, alright. Yeah, going on a long flight. Yeah, gotta go get right. Light me a spliff tonight, maybe have a glass of whiskey. Sit down with all my fucking boys in the city. Thinking about all the things that we used to do. Clowning around, yeah, was a mystery, yeah. It's history now, yeah. All the good times that I remember I spent with you, and now we're all so distant. Wish I could take it back to those good old days when we go outside and just play and rap and freestyle in the playground like we were waiting for something to happen. Man, making all that shit a bad habit, cause we may be stroking and drinking until the morning. I don't remember all the times, cause the boys were in the back, they were snoring. They got so high, they don't remember all of the things. If time flew by, where we go, where we been at. Half of my friends is crack addicts, now that's been sad. Yeah, what we gonna do? We just gotta keep it pushing, babe. We just gotta keep it pushing, man. 1, 2, 3, yeah, we gotta keep it pushing, babe. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm still pushing, I'm alright. nice little jam there. Got some garage like punk vibes there. That's my style there. I had to fuse the rap with the singing, huh?